Darkness has fallen across the land. Odin has called upon you once again, warrior. You are tasked with freeing the Black Forest from the clutches of the Elder and restore honor to the land. But first, we must improve your skills and gear. Come, let us show you the way. Let us prepare you for the Bronze Age. What's up, gamers? Welcome to GameStar Nation. My name is Rob, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to get to and through the Bronze Age in Valheim. Now, this video is actually the second video in a tutorial series I have. The first one covering the first biome, the meadows. That's basically an overall starter guide that leads you all the way through the boss fight with Eikthyr, the boss of the meadows, which unlocks the antler pick, the first pick in the game that allows you to mine. Even if you haven't seen that video, this video assumes that you have a full set of leather armor, close to a full set, cloak isn't necessary, a wooden shield, and preferably at least a flint axe, but a stone axe at the very least. If you found other weapons you prefer, that's perfectly fine, but in order to get to the Bronze Age, we have to get to the Black Forest. The Black Forest is the second biome, which is the second level up in Valheim. There are monsters in it that are significantly stronger than the monsters found in the meadows. So having a full set of leather armor, just even tier 1 leather armor, will get you much further. Now, for those who saw the first video, this is the same house, actually the same property, but I have just done a little bit of mild upgrading to the house. Gave us a little more room in here. It was really tight with the camera before, trying to get around and get angles. For those who didn't see the first video, well, welcome to our home for this video. Now, I actually also spent a little time getting around the area looking for a Black Forest, and unfortunately there doesn't seem to be any close by. So I figured we can kind of kill two birds with one stone, and we can go looking for a Black Forest out there in the deep blue. We're going to teach you how to sail while we teach you how to get to the Bronze Age. So the very first boat that you can craft in Valheim, much like the bow, this boat sucks. The second boat, just like the second bow, is significantly better and a lot more fun. The very first one is the raft, and it is basic. It has very few hit points, take very little damage. It is slow, and it's not agile when you steer, but it's what we got. All right, so in order to build, well, a boat of any kind, but especially the raft, the one we're going to use, you need, first of all, to have a hammer. So let's go ahead and pull up our interface here, and we'll grab our hammer. And then you're going to need a workbench. Most things in this game, you can't build anything without a workbench nearby. Doesn't really matter, it's temporary. We're just going to slap one down right there. And now, under the miscellaneous tab in building, we have the raft. Now, down at the bottom of the screen, it shows us we need 20 wood, 6 leather scraps, and 6 resin, and then of course the workbench. To create it, we have what we need, so we can go ahead and get close to the water, and you'll see the raft kind of appear floating above the ocean there. Just using the mouse wheel, you can rotate the direction you want. The oar on the back there, well, that's the back of the boat, just so you know, as well as a little ladder, just so you'll know which way you want to face it. Now, I really have no direction which way to sail, and the raft is not a good vessel to take into deep water. Like, you kind of want to avoid actual ocean biomes because there are sea serpents out there, which later in the game are great fun to hunt for and battle, but early on in the raft, we stand 0 chance. And if the raft breaks while we're out in the middle of the ocean, we have no choice but to drown. So we're going to drop that in there. When you're on a boat of any kind, in the back where the oar is, you'll see a rudder. You just interact with it in order to take control of the vessel, and then using your directional keys, you control what direction you're going and how fast. So if I were to press up, you'll see that yellow arrow appear down there near the steering wheel. That's paddling, that's manually sailing, and you can do that no matter which way the wind is facing. So if we look over here to the right hand side of the screen, you'll see a gust of wind coming kind of up to the northwest. We do not want the wind pushing against the front of the ship, but sometimes you just can't avoid it. Whenever possible, you want the wind to be in the gold area of the ship, with the back of the ship being the best place if you want to go fast. Now with the ore, manually rowing as we are now, this is gonna be the slowest you could go with most of the boats, but you can sail against the wind this way. With your sail down, you can't go anywhere against the wind. So if I press up again, you'll see a second arrow appear and the sail drops. And the sail spins the direction the wind is pushing it. Generally, depending on how fast the wind is blowing, this is gonna be faster than rowing, but you do need the wind in your favor in order to do it. Pressing forward one more time gets us full sail ahead. That is full speed. This is relying entirely on the wind to get us where we want to go. So again, you can only use this and go places if the wind is to your side or behind you, not pushing against the front of you. There we go. See those tall pine trees? That is the Black Forest. You'll only find those tall pines in the Black Forest. Black Forest is it's a dark, kind of mystical forest. You'll encounter several monsters there. The most common is going to be the gray dwarfs, and there's several different versions of them. All the way from the basic gray dwarf up to the shaman, which casts a damage over time poison spell on you essentially, and can heal themselves and other gray dwarfs. And there's the brutes, which are big hulking ones that can actually do a significant amount of damage and take quite a bit of damage themselves. There's skeletons, which are definitely a threat more offensively than defensively. They don't move very much, they're easy to hit, but they can kind of pack a punch at this level. But the most dangerous of monsters in the Black Forest are trolls. And while they're not incredibly common, you're guaranteed to run across at least one in your adventures. Well, holy crap. Speaking of trolls, there is one right there. Okay, well, we are not really up to that task right now. So we'll see if we can sneak around him. Would like you to get a closer look though. So while these guys are really tough to take down at this level, if you can kill them, their skin is used to make troll armor, which is awesome. Troll armor is strong enough to get you all the way through the swamp, which is the third level. And honestly, I think you could do fairly well in the mountains with the upgraded troll armor. And every piece of troll armor, at least initially, requires 5 troll skins, which is the amount that every troll drops when it dies. So if you can kill a troll, you're guaranteed to get a piece of troll armor. And that would give us a major advantage, but I don't think we have the gear for it. It would take us all day to pluck away at him with this bow. Just in case we have to engage him, we're gonna use better arrows. I mean, we can sneak up on it. If you do sneak attack, it does like 3 times the amount of damage. So your first attack, you do significant damage, especially if you have like a dagger, which I do not have, but I can't help it. We're gonna try it. Good luck to us. We are ill-equipped for this, but if we can get some troll armor, that would be great. So the key to any battle is your stamina. You really got to keep an eye on your stamina. But in battles like this, it really helps to have some health too, because if you screw up and get hit, obviously you can take more damage, but beyond that, you can get staggered in this game if you're hit significantly hard compared to the amount of health you have. So your max hit points is kind of a defense against getting stunned. The more you have, even if you take a damage, as long as you have a maximum amount of hit points over a certain threshold, you won't get staggered by enemies. We are definitely gonna get staggered by him if he hits us. And staggering, you kind of lose control of your player for a couple seconds, which is oftentimes enough to get killed. Keep an eye on my food buffs because they're running out. But basically, whenever you fight these guys, you need to weave through trees and rocks because for the most part, they have to go around them. Blueberries are one of the fruits you want to look out for when you're in the Black Forest. It's native to the Black Forest, and it is a bit better than raspberries, but also is in combination. It's used in combination with raspberries and a lot of recipes. Now I just dropped in the water. That's really bad because it's gonna drain my stamina, or it's gonna not allow my stamina to go up as fast. I won't regenerate stamina as fast as I would have otherwise. And it slowed me down for a bit there, which could have got me killed. Now, monsters of the same biome are allies, so we just ran into some Grey Dwarfs, which is only gonna make this more challenging. The Grey Dwarfs will not fight the troll. In fact, they'll help the troll. They'll even heal the troll. Like a Grey Dwarf shaman will heal the troll up. So we are actually fighting multiple mobs now, but we have done a bit of damage to the troll, more than I expected we would at this part of the fight. So again, just keep an eye on your stamina. Do not let it drain to zero. If that's the biggest chance of getting killed, is doing that. I will edit this the best I can to kind of keep your view good, but there's a lot of trees around. There's a chance that you're gonna see a lot of shifting of the camera. There's a brute I talked about. He's gonna really make this tough. Oh, come on. Get my stamina up. I'm letting it drop. They just got distracted by something. I'm thinking there might be skeletons over there. Well, the Grey Dwarfs got distracted, so it's just us and the troll again. Oh, and a boar. Fantastic. Okay. Grey Dwarfs are done doing whatever they're doing. I just heard them, so they're coming back, it sounds like. Really want to pick away at these Grey Dwarfs while I can, while the troll's not around. The troll will destroy your raft if you're not around for him to. If he has nothing else to distract him, he will break your raft or whatever boat you brought along. Now, if we can just keep our cool and keep our stamina up and avoid his attacks, got this. Okay, one of the, we'll call it more advanced techniques to fighting is rolling. Rolling is a great way to dodge an attack quickly. You just hold the right, damn, that was bad. Hold on. I rolled the wrong way. Okay, to perform a roll, you hold the right mouse button to block and then just jump in a direction. So press a certain direction, whether it's back, up, left, right, and then click the jump key while holding block. Sounds like a lot, but it's actually pretty simple to do. Timing it takes some practice, and if you do dodge in the wrong direction, you can see what happens. You get clobbered. Okay, I'm gonna use this cover for a second. Troll can't get to me till he breaks it. I'm hoping to pick off this brute. Oh, there's a skeleton in here. That's what they were distracted by. Okay, that's good. Skeleton is a melee skeleton. There are ones that have bow and arrows, and there are melee skeletons. That particular one is melee, so he's not gonna really be able to do anything to that troll unless I help him out. Let's see if we go to crafting and put a workbench down. Oh shit! Well, that was dangerous. The troll saw me, I guess, and tried to get me through the wall, and dang near got it. Let's try that again. So we're gonna put a workbench down. Right now it doesn't really matter where. In fact, we can do it right over here. Then we're switching back the hammer so it's easier to see. And we're gonna break the board under the skeleton. I was hoping to see the troll first, but he saw me. Now he sees the table. Oh, the troll's leaving. I don't really care if the skeleton kills the workbench. The workbench is only there to kill the floor that skeleton was under. There they go. Now the skeleton is dead. Okay. I was hoping to get the skeleton to fight them a little bit, do some damage, but he did not last very long. I should have known better. Now the problem with using a bow to pluck away at the other mobs is it uses up stamina. Right there, just waited for him to make his move, and then I did roll. The whole time I was kind of holding the block, waiting for him to do that. Pick off the Grey Dwarf while we can. Roll. We're gonna go ahead and run into here for cover again. Feel comfortable the rest of the game with it. But this first one, the crude bow, just horrible. Oh. Nice shot, lumberjack. Now, a lot of these shots, I'm actually just looking at his health bar. Oh! Got him. I couldn't see his body, so I just aimed for under his health bar. And And there we go. We got all kinds of stuff. We've also picked up all kinds of stuff. So let's go and empty our pockets a bit. We're getting low on arrows and our bow durability. It's about to break, but we're gonna have to remedy that. Let's see if our table's still up. Oh, bring it back. Need a roof, of course. Yes. Who could build without a roof? It would be a savage. Only savages. Only savages. That qualify? Yes. Go ahead and make some more wood arrows. We're gonna go ahead and start a fire real quick in here and get us a resting buff and dry off, and then we will get on with the journey. Okay, we don't need anything here at all anymore, so we can just abandon the post. I'm not gonna waste time fighting these guys. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna come back and find the raft. You know, we got distracted by that troll as soon as we landed. Oh, look at this. Got a sailor pig. Oh, there he goes. I think he was trying to boat jack us. He was hot wiring that thing. All right, so now that we're back to the raft, we're gonna open the menu and I'm gonna choose a little hammer here. You can use whatever icon you want, but that is what I use every time when I park a boat somewhere, so I know where to find it again. Now that we have the raft marked, it's time to get some bronze. There's 2 ingredients to bronze. That's copper and tin. Recognizing them will help you quite a bit. This shiny looking rock here is tin. You will always find tin on the coastline of a black forest. Tin's actually pretty easy. Just about every one of these you break will give you like 4 tin, and they cluster up pretty tight together, so it's pretty easy to find tin. Now to make a copper bar, you need 2 copper ore and 1 tin ore. So you only need 1 tin for every 2 copper, or that's to say you need half as much tin as you do copper. So don't fill your pockets on tin. You don't need nearly as much of it as you will copper. Although honestly, you're gonna need to make several trips to get any significant amount. So we've got some tin. Now we need to find some copper. So copper actually looks like this big rock right here, except it'll have copper streaks running through it. And here we go, copper deposit. See the little streaks right here run through it? That is how you tell the difference between a copper deposit and a normal boulder. Now the best way to mine really any of the ores is on top of the rock or the deposit. But if I hit it from down here, 3.8, 6.7, 4.8, significantly less damage to it, which will take more hits longer, which also damages your pick more. And of course, hey, we can't do anything without Grey Dwarfs dropping in. Oh man, I wish I had a flamethrower just to watch them burn. Who threw that? Who threw that? I'm not too worried about his poison. It's like one of the weakest poisons in the game. Okay, back to work. Anyways, these green things here, these green rocks on the ground with the gold in them, that's the actual copper. That's what it looks like. Each one of those is 1 copper ore, which will melt down into 1 copper bar. But again, to make bronze, you need 2 copper bars and 1 tin bar. So we're gonna need quite a bit. We're not gonna be able to make it 1 trip. But as before, while this is gonna be a lengthy process for me, you won't have to sit through it. So we're gonna go ahead and collect the copper. All right, so skeletons right here. Skeletons aren't usually around for no reason. The most common place to find them in the Black Forest is in front of a tomb. And tombs are super important because they are the only place this early in the game that you'll find surtling cores. And those are something we're really gonna need if we wanna make a smelter to turn this ore into metal bars. So you'll always find 3 skeletons guarding a burial tomb. What do they actually call them? It's a burial chamber. These burial chambers are one of the other main reasons to go to the Black Forest. You gotta go there to get the copper You gotta go there to get the tin, because there's the Black Forest, the only place you can find those 2 metals. But also, at least at this level in the game, this is the only place you're gonna find surtling cores, is in these burial chambers. And you're not guaranteed to find any, but you'll find on average 5 of them. Either way, at this level, these chambers are dangerous, and that's because of the skeletons that are in them. There's generally 3 entrances or ways you can go in a burial chamber. So this is a way to the left, center, and right. You'll find this layout in every burial chamber, but the chambers are random. Some of them have almost no rooms, and some of them will go on and on forever. There's 2 machines, we'll call them, that you need to craft in order to make a lot of ore, and that's a kiln, which turns wood into coal, and then a smelter, which uses coal and the ore to make ingots. Both the kiln and the smelter take 5 surtling cores, as well as some other materials, to craft 1. So while you can get by with just 5 surtling cores, in which case you build the kiln, you get your coal, then you break the kiln, then make your smelter, you really want to get at least 10, so you get 1 of each machine. And then over time you can build more machines, which speed up the entire process. Now these dungeons, as I mentioned before, are random. You don't know what you're going to find as far as the room layouts. Okay, this one's got a door both left and right, and I see movement behind that door there, so we definitely have something to fight that way. Checking our food bar, we're doing okay. Our food buff has diminished quite a bit, but I think we got enough health to not get staggered. Alright, this is going to be a dead end. Okay, so this is a spawner. Oh my gosh. Oh, we handled that all wrong. It's a skeleton spawner. It's going to spawn skeletons as long as it stays up. So we need to destroy it, but it's being guarded right now by 2 skeletons. I'm not using my shield for some dumb reason. Alright. Skeleton behind the door. Staggered him. Alright, spawner's broken. Let's kill off any of the others. And there we go! We've killed them, and this is what we want. This is a treasure room right here. Surtling cores. We need 5 of those to make a machine. We've got 4 in this room alone, so that's nice. Renewable resource. There we go. Surtling core got us a smelter and a kiln recipe. Grab our pearl. Check this little chest here. We got rubies. Nice. Feathers. Always nice. 10 feathers. Like, that's really good. Okay. Go ahead and grab the rest of these cores. Oh, gold coins. Love it. Ore, meat, stone axe. That's what I threw out. Okay, so we should have 4 cores. So we need 1 more core for it to be any good at all. Go ahead and use a torch, make it a little easier for you guys to see. You know, the YouTube videos always turn out darker than my screen is. It'll be harder to kill these guys. It'll be more fun watch them burn. This torch isn't gonna last. Oh, here's my food. I need to hurry up. Bronze buckler. Oh, there's one with the bow. He's gonna be nasty. I'm gonna go ahead and go with double meat bonus, a little more health, and then honey is one of the best of the stamina. All right, so we have 103 stamina, and what's our max health? 86 health. All right, he's not gonna be hard to handle once we just get enough health to make up for some mistakes. Let him shoot one more time. Guess he doesn't want to shoot anymore. No problem. And go. Oh, there's Amber. That's the other treasure I talked about. Don't be afraid to throw away some basic tools. Ones that you can, again, easily make again. Oh, another spawner. Get rid of it quick. You see that over there? Surtling core. Perfect. Another treasure room. 2 treasure rooms. Very nice. So this is a good one. This is another 4 surtling cores. So that's a total of 8. This is a good dungeon. If we can find 2 more cores, that'd be fantastic. We can make both a kiln and a smelter. Treasure, treasure, treasure. This is a good one. Gee whiz, look at all this. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay. And this stuff's just decorative. Can't interact with it, unfortunately. Is that everything, or are we gonna get lucky and find 1 more set of cores? I mean, 8 for 1 burial chamber is really great. After leaving that burial tomb, I decided to continue on a bit. I found some more bronze. I found another burial tomb with more surtling cores. Had another run with the troll. And eventually, with pockets full and being harassed by gray dwarfs, I made my way back to the raft and back home again. Once there, I upgraded my gear and got myself a cape. And now it's time to learn about smelting. Okay, so first we're gonna make the kiln. We need 20 stone and 5 surtling cores. Workbench nearby, we have that. So we're just gonna rotate it with the mouse wheel like normal and left click to drop it. And then we're also gonna make the smelter. The smelter's gonna be just kind of across from that. Now you need to be able to access both the left and right hand side of the smelter. We're looking at it face first, so like its front is facing us right now. Don't get all crammed up next to something else because you need to get on the sides of it to feed it. So we're gonna go ahead and drop it right there. And we're gonna talk to Hugin. Okay, great, Hugin, thanks, you're awesome, bye. Now, in order to get coal, we just need to, just that feather drop in front of the screen, that's cool. In order to get coal, we just need to feed the kiln wood. We have wood in our inventory, so we're just going to interact with it. And every time you hit your interact button, it's going to put 1 piece in, or you just hold the button down and feed it all you got. Now it takes a little time to turn to coal. I'll just kind of output it right here. I'm going to go grab some ore real quick. Okay, got some coal, get some new recipes, but we're just gonna use the coal for our smelter. So here on the left-hand side of the smelter, you have the coal input, hold up to a total of 20. We're just gonna interact with that, the 6 we have, and then we go to the other side, and as long as you have ore in your inventory, it'll begin smelting. And now we wait. You pretty much just feed the coal in the smelter until the ore runs out. Feed it ore and repeat. Hey, there's our first piece. Look at that pretty thing. You ready to see what we can make? Copper, we can make a forge. Oh, not exactly all that exciting, huh? Just wait. You see, we have all the ingredients so far we need to make a forge. Forge only takes copper. Once we get bronze, we're gonna get a whole lot of new recipes. That's probably copper as well, yep. Go ahead and feed it some more coal. And the next piece should be 10, because I just fed in 2 copper and 1 tin, just to show you what we can make, and then I'll fill it up with a bunch of both. Okay, and then 10. 10 didn't really tell us we can make anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up the smelter, and I'm gonna speed up time, and we'll get to the fun stuff. Now we'll grab the hammer. With the hammer in our hand, we go to right click it to craft, and we see we can make a forge now. It takes 4 stone, 4 coal, 10 wood, 6 copper, and a workbench, which we have all of that. So we just choose that. It is a bit smaller than the standard workbench, which is good. We don't have a whole lot of room. We're gonna need to expand our house again soon. We're gonna go ahead and just cram this right in here. Soon we'll have to make some upgrades for the table, and that is going to force us into expanding, but let's let us put it right here. So now, there we go. New items. Cauldron, fantastic. So the forge, just like the crafting table, adds new recipes, not only that you can make on it, but just by being in its vicinity. Okay, now interact with it. There we go. We got bronze. Takes 2 copper and 1 tin, and it's the level 1 forge to make bronze. And I have enough in my inventory right now. We have 10 copper and 11 tin. So with 5 tin and 10 copper, we can make 5 bronze. Let's just do that. Boom! We are now in the Bronze Age. Look at our options. Okay, I've gathered some bronze, so let's go ahead and make some things that are going to make life a little bit easier for us. First of all, we're going to make a bronze helmet. That's going to give us more armor. That gives us 8 versus, what we got right now, 6. So a slight improvement to our armor. Now, I could make the bronze plate, leggings, or bronze chest plate, but they slow you down. Movement speed of -5 on each one. So that gives us a 10% movement penalty. And I like to stay pretty quick, at least in the early levels. So we're not going to make the armor plate. I'm going to go ahead and just keep the troll armor I have. But we need to make a bronze axe. Let me grab some wood. Okay, and now we can make a bronze axe. I think this is one of my favorite upgrades, simply because I hate the caveman looking axe. Does a lot more damage, both to trees and to mobs. Looks a lot better. And we're gonna need this for what we've got to make next. So up to this point, we've not had access to fine wood, because fine wood, you need at least a bronze axe to break. If you hit it with the normal axe, it gives you the message too hard, and then the wood's too hard for that axe. But now we can cut down birch because we have a bronze axe. There we go, look at that. Fine wood, giving us stuff. My favorite thing is the fine wood bow. We just unlock portal. Fine wood gives us access to so much. So just between getting access to bronze and to fine wood, we've added a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of recipes to our build menu. I would like to make a fine wood bow. You get core wood from cutting down these tall pine trees. There we go, core wood. We got cultivator, fine wood bow, stag breaker, all kinds of good stuff. Look at all this good stuff. Now by getting 10, there's another very important upgrade that we've unlocked. We're gonna go ahead and break one of these here so we have room for it. And with the hammer in our hand, right clicking to bring up the build menu, we'll go to crafting, and you'll find a cauldron. Now in order to build a cauldron, you'll need a forge nearby and 10 bars. But once we have that, we can go ahead and squeeze it in right by a fire. The way I'm placing this will still give me a cooking rack, but also the cauldron. You see the new recipes popping up on the screen. And as you discover new food items, meats and vegetables and things in the game, you'll get new recipes. So to start right now, we have very few. We have boar jerky, which is still helpful. It gives us an even amount of health and stamina, 23 of each. It just requires a boar meat and honey. And you'll actually get 2 jerky with this recipe. The other one that we can do right now is Queen's Jam. This is really good for stamina. You get 14 health and 40 stamina. And it requires 8 raspberries and 6 blueberries. And while it's quite a bit of fruit or resources, you do get 4 of the Queen's Jam for that, so it's worth it. Now the other things we've unlocked here are the mead bases. These are basically potions, but you need a fermenter in order to make those. So let's go ahead and create a fermenter real quick. So again, with the hammer, we'll right click under crafting tab, we'll choose fermenter. We'll place it on top of here and we'll rotate it with the mouse to face the little Cross it outward. So let's make mead first. We're gonna do the minor healing. And again, it will work like a healing potion. So we need 10 honey for this, 5 blueberry, 10 raspberry, and a dandelion. There we go. Now we have our mead base. Once you have a mead base, just go over to the fermenter to interact with it. And that will drop our mead base into it. And then it's really just a matter of waiting. You'll see this kind of foggy mist appear around it as the live cultures, go to work. But we'll check back on that in about a day. And now we'll make bronze nails. And we have new items. We have wood shutters and cart and item stand, but also a Karve. Karve is a tier 2 boat, so it's a step up from the raft and significantly stepped up. All right, so first let's get rid of the raft. Now you cannot deconstruct boats. You have to destroy them. Just make sure that you destroy it in shallow water. So when the resources drop, they'll essentially fall right in your lap. Okay, so raft is done. Now we're gonna go into the build menu using the hammer. We have a table nearby. So we're just gonna choose the Karve, rotate it so the ore is in the back. Drop it in. There we go. Now this vessel can take a lot more damage and moves a lot faster. Just steer it just like the raft. You can get a hold of the ore. Press forward once to go slowly forward. Manual works against the wind. Twice drop sail. Goes a little faster as long as the wind is to your side or behind you. And then 3 times full speed ahead. Now we're starting to feel like a real Viking. Got a real axe, some real armor, and a real boat. Now another super useful tool you'll need is going to be the Cultivator. Now you'll need the core wood for this, 5 core wood and 5 bronze. Right, now we got a cultivator and we can plant things. We can replant trees and we can grow our own food. So to do that, we just clear out a spot that we're going to use as a garden. You're going to want to build a wall of some kind around it. Otherwise, you'll find that a lot of the mobs that roam the area will come by and damage your plants. So you can choose any of the wall pieces that you like. I'm just using just a short half wall just surround the area. All right, so we just got a little flower box there. Now we switch to our cultivator. We right click with the cultivator in our hand and choose cultivate. Now we can prepare the soil by cultivating it. Turns it from like ground, sand, and dirt into actual soil. So now that we have cultivated soil, we can actually plant seeds that we find. We have 6 carrot seeds that we found in the Black Forest. So I'm just going to choose that from the cultivator menu and place them in the ground. If you want, you can rotate the mouse and kind of spin it atop if you just really into details. You do have to make sure these are kind of spaced. If you end up planting them too close together, you'll see the plant will kind of rot and it'll indicate that it's too close to something else. And if you don't fix it within a time frame, it'll just wilt away and die. And it'll pretty much just be a waste of a seed. Okay, so we have the 6 carrots. Now it takes some time, but when we come back later, we should have some carrots growing. And there are a lot of different seeds you can find in the game that lead to better and better vegetables, that will lead to better and better recipes, which will give you more stamina and health. And then also with the cultivator, if you have tree seeds in your inventory, you'll have the option to plant those trees pretty much wherever you'd like. So the cultivator is very important, both to give you new food options, as well as replenish any lumber you may have otherwise processed. Now, as hopefully you already know, when you're near a fire, you can get a rested bonus, which of course, all of your skills level 3 times as fast. You regenerate stamina and health 3 times as fast when you're rested. The amount of time the rested buff lasts is based on the comfort level when you were resting. You can see now in the top right corner, I have comfort level 4. That's because I'm a fire, which is comfort 1, and then we are indoors, which gives you 3 additional to comfort 4, and that gives you a rested bonus of 11 minutes. But with the core wood, we can actually add a furniture piece. Under furniture is the sitting log, You can put this wherever you want, but I like to have it by the fire just because that's where you would have it. Now there is a front and a back. You can kind of see by the little grooves here where people sitting, the front and the back. The side where the grooves go down much further, where the legs are going to be, and this back here, that's where the butt is. So we're going to slap that down right there. Now you can interact with it and use it, but you don't even have to do that. As long as you're in the same area of it, within range, your comfort level now, see, gives you an extra bonus to comfort 5, and that raises our rested to 12 minutes. And there are a lot more pieces of furniture and decoration that you can find that will extend that, the amount of time you rested. It's very helpful. Now, once you have bronze nails, there's actually another device that we can create, which will add some decoration to your house, but more importantly, will save chest space and make tools or weapons you use regularly more accessible. So using your hammer, right click and go to the furniture option, and you can see right here we have item stand, both a vertical and horizontal option. So by choosing that, we need 4 fine wood, 1 bronze nail, and a workbench. You then take this and rotate the mouse until that little nub is facing out. Let me see if I can get it where you can see the nub. There you go, versus the other side, which is flat. The nub is actually where the tool is going to go, so we're going to put it on the wall, say here, and we'll put another one right here. The horizontal one, we'll lay that on the floor right there. And then with the item that you want to put onto the item stand or wall, have that up in your action bar at the top. So if I go close to the item stand and then press 4, which is where I have my hoe in the action slot, boom, the hoe is now on the wall. And I can just interact with it in order to get it back. This one here, let's do a little decoration at 8. Better spearhead. Let's say right here by my bed, I want to keep my shield. Or let's put the item stand here on the table. You can rotate it, and you'll see there's a little red arrow pointing the direction it's going to face. Put that there, and then a little tankard, and boom. So you can keep food and beverages on the table for decoration, and then when you need it, you just interact with it, and it's yours. Okay, a bit of time has gone by. Let's go ahead and check on the vegetables. Now, whenever you approach a vegetable and get close enough so that you get the information popping up, it'll let you know if it's still growing or if it's ready. If it's ready, it will give you the option to pick up, then just interact with it. We'll pull them out of the ground, and there we go. Brand new recipes, thanks to the Cauldron. We have some carrots to work with now. I'd recommend as soon as you pull some out of the ground, get your cultivator, right click on it, and choose to replant again. So if you get carrots, you can replant a carrot to get the carrot seed plant. Each carrot, or actually any vegetable you plant as a seed plant, will give you 3 more once it develops 3 seeds, which will become 3 more, of the vegetable. So we're gonna go ahead and just replant a couple, just so we'll have some more seeds again. How many carrots do we have? We have 4 carrots. I'm gonna go ahead and drop 1 more. So that'll be 3 new carrots each. So that's 9 carrots we'll have next time around. And that's gonna work. Let's go ahead and check out the recipes. So now we've added some recipes to our Cauldron menu. We've got carrot soup. So 3 carrots and 1 mushroom will give us carrot soup, which gives us 15 health and 45 stamina. Quite an upgrade. We have also minced meat sauce, which takes a necktail, finally a use for those, boar meat, and a carrot. And that'll give us 40 health and 13 stamina. So this boss fight, I think I'd like to get a couple of both of these. This will give us the health we need, this will give us stamina, and then a little boar jerky will fill in the gaps. I'll go ahead and fill my pockets with this, but we also need another weapon. So if we come to the workbench here, we need the fine wood bow. It's a serious upgrade to the crude bow. The crude bow is inaccurate, it's clumsy, it's stupid looking. Fine wood bow is, well, it is one fine bow. That is very nice. This major upgrade. So it has been 48 hours since we put our mead in the fermenter. All mead takes 48 hours to process. So we're gonna go ahead and interact with the fermenter here. There we go, some healing potions in case things get a little rough. 6, in fact, Every time you put a mead base into the fermenter, once it's done processing, you'll get 6 of whatever potions it is that you put in there. A helpful structure in this game that you can create once you've unlocked fine wood and surtling cores, you can make an actual portal to teleport you pretty much anywhere in the map you want. You have to have both a entrance and exit, so 2 separate portals. Once you do that and you name them the same thing, they'll connect, and then you can go through one and out the other. So we're gonna go and build one here real quick. You'll usually want to build a platform to put them on, just to keep them safe, because mobs will attack a portal and they can destroy it. But I'm not too worried about the mobs around here being able to do that. So in order to make a portal, you need 10 Grey Dwarf Eyes, 20 fine wood, 2 surtling cores, and a workbench. Now keep in mind, you do need 2 portals to be any good, so double those amounts before you get started. You can rotate the portal with the mouse wheel like normal, but the entrance and exit is actually that little sharp point there on the ground. One side, the point kind of goes inwards, and on the other, it goes outward. Well, the outward is the exit. That's the side you're gonna come out of, regardless of what side you go in. All right, so we're gonna put that one there. The second one we're gonna put over at the boss. So that way, if we need to come back for supplies or whatever, we can get here quickly. Now, the one thing that really stinks about the portal is there's some very dumb rules with it. There's a lot of items that you can't take through the portal. When I say a lot of items, I think there's only 3 I can think of, but they're a huge part of the game. At least 2 of them are. And that's raw metals like ore, like copper ore or tin ore, and ingots. Once you even process them into metal, you can't go through a portal as long as you have this on your body. But it's a real drag. And I do have a solution to those problems, but I'll be making a video in the future that will cover that. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Now, another useful tool once you enter the Bronze Age is the cart. Under miscellaneous, you'll see here, it takes 20 wood, 10 bronze nails, and of course a workbench. So we select that and rotate it, then put it down. All right, now you see the cart's empty currently. If you stand between these 2 posts right here and interact with it, it'll put a belt on your waist, and you can then move the cart along. Now, you'll want to make a road like this one here if you want to travel any real amount of distance, because it's very difficult to get it through the wilderness with all these trees and rocks to catch on. Now, the cart is empty right now. It does seem to be affected by weight, so the more you fill it, the slower it may feel. But to put items in it, just interact with the flatbed here, and it opens up, same thing as a chest, and then just put in pretty much any items you want. Either store or relocate, and you'll see these kind of little crates appear inside, and again, just stand between the 2 posts and interact with it and haul it around. Now, another thing you can use it for, if you just want crates either for looks or extra storage, once you put the items in the cart, just break the cart, and the crates of items still fall to the ground, so you can then use those to add a little flair to your house, a little realism, or just extra storage area. Once you take the items out of that though, it's gone. Now keep in mind, these little storage boxes and barrels are free, because when you break the cart, you get all your supplies back, but you'll be left with these. Pretty cool, right? All right, now there are still other things that you can build, other things to check out, but I don't want to cover every single aspect, just kind of the more important things. And so with that, it's time to focus our attention on defeating the Elder Boss. Once we've killed the boss, then we've conquered the Black Forest, and that'll bring this journey to an end. So let's do a quick gear check. Okay, I have actually decided just to go about halfway up the upgrade. Most, your armor and your weapons can get upgraded to level 4, just to give you a good average on what you could use to fight the Elder Boss. I've decided to only upgrade things partially. So my helmet, my legs, and chest are all level 2. I do have a level 4 cape because that brings me to an even 30 armor class, and I like even numbers. Since this will be a bow fight, I did step up the bow to 3. There's still 1 higher you could go to make it easier on yourself. And then you'll see the axe and the shield are level 2. And I do bring a hammer because we plan on building a portal when we get there. Healing potions in case I need them. Honestly, I don't expect to have to use them. So bringing them will be optional for you. And then I need enough arrows to get the job done. You really just want to use fire arrows on him, as fire is his weakness. These arrows are just to kill any other mobs that we may come across. And then the other stuff here, this little row you see here, these are optional items just because I plan on building a portal when we get there and like a platform to put it on. This is completely optional. The last important thing for you to have is going to be good food. So right now I have 25 health and 50 stamina because I don't have any buffs running currently. But once we eat the deer stew, the queen's jam, and the carrot soup, well, now our new total is 99 health and 150 stamina. Now this fight is a ranged fight. You're going to be sprinting and firing arrows almost the entire time. So stamina is more important than health, but you still want to give yourself enough health to be able to take, you know, a couple shots in case maybe you get a bad run of luck. So bring good food. If you prefer bronze armor, go ahead. Just understand you're going to be a bit slower moving around, but you'll be able to absorb more damage. I'm going with the troll armor just because I want to stay light on my feet. Now, we not only need gear to kill the boss, we can't do anything if we don't find the boss. So you're going to need to locate a elder boss stone. You're going to find them in the burial chambers where the skeletons and surtling cores are. There's a chance to find one in there, and the ruined manors, which are larger structures that you'll find kind of strewn about the Black Forest. So in order to summon the boss, we're going to need 3 ancient seeds. The easiest place to find them is, well, at a spawner here. One, because whenever you break this spawner, you're guaranteed to get a seed, but you don't want to break the spawner right away because you only get 1 seed and you need 3. But the cool thing is, since this is a Grey Dwarf spawner, that it will keep spawning Grey Dwarfs, which means a chance at a brute to be spawned, and brutes have a 30% chance of dropping ancient seeds. So we're gonna go ahead and dispatch these guys here. There we go. And we'll hope that a brute gets spawned. There we go, look at that. Let's go ahead and shield up for this guy. He's a 1-star, so we're gonna have to be a little careful. We definitely want to time a parry. So blocking right before the enemy strikes will parry the enemy, which stuns it for a second and allows you to do critical damage with every strike. It is better to block early if you're unsure, though, just to avoid taking the brunt of the damage. Oh, like that. I swung one too many times. All right. And there we go. He dropped the ancient seed and another brute. He's gonna get our stamina up, and we'll see what we can do about dispatching him. Oh my gosh, he's a 1-star, so it's double. He dropped 2 seeds. We're gonna go ahead and break the spawner for the 3rd seed once I can get some stamina up. All right, and we're just gonna go ahead and leave these guys. I've got my 3 seeds. There's no reason I should stay any longer. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and build a platform here to build a portal on. So that way it's less likely to be damaged by mobs. It's just a simple platform to keep it off the ground. It makes it less likely to get attacked by mobs. It's just a simple platform to keep it off the ground. Nothing fancy. Crazy. Oh, Grey Dwarfs. Okay, we're just gonna drop a portal right here. Now we didn't name the portal at home, so since it's nameless and this one's nameless, they connected automatically. See that? Now, if you walk away from the portal, it will kind of go out. As soon as you get close, fires up again. So using this portal, we can quickly and easily get home and back again. Prepared and ready to go. Here we go. This is what the Elder Boss Summon spot looks like. Okay, so before I summon the boss, I'm going to freshen up my foods. Now we have 99 health and 150 stamina. It's gonna be real good. Okay, and so to summon, just move the 3 ancient seeds up to one of your hotbar brackets. Get close to the ancient bowl here, and then just hit the number that corresponds to the ancient seeds, which in this case is 4. What in the heck? Okay, I've never seen him do that before. Alright, so normally he would be on the ground and you could just use the campfire to his feet and catch him on fire, but I'm dealing with the crazy elder here. So that's his most dangerous attack right there, where he shoots thorns out at you. Those are very destructive and do a ton of damage. You do not want to get hit by those. This is his second attack, where he brings these giant roots out of the ground, and they will snap around at you, try to slap you real good if you let them. The best thing to do is just to leave the area that they come up from. They only stay for a short amount of time and then despawn like that. So really most of this fight is just ranged fight. You're gonna hit him with fire arrows every chance you get. If you can hit him with more than one in a short amount of time, the damage will stack a little bit and do a little more burn damage to him each tick. When the vines come out of the ground, just relocate. And be ready to constantly move, because he will break your cover if he just down that tree right there. This place is going to be a mess by the time we're done. When Greydwarfs add to the fight, just pluck them away, either melee or range, however you want to deal with them. But just kind of focus on them. Especially shamans. If a shaman shows up, kill him quick, because he will heal the boss. This is going to make the fight even longer than it already is going to be. And the other fight, if you're by yourself, it's a pretty long fight. Almost all the bosses are easier if you have a friend or two, or even more. But they all can be soloed as well. Now, if you get close to the Elder, he will do a stomp, and it will do a lot of AoE damage. AoE is short for area of effect. Basically, it will damage the entire area around where his foot hits the ground. Needless to say, you don't want to be there. The pillars around the boss's spawn are indestructible. You cannot damage them. So they're always a spot you can hide from if need be. Just gotta watch out for the vines. Now, the longer this fight goes, the more your health and your stamina are going to deplete as your food buff degrades. So whatever way you can find to speed the fight along, I'd recommend you stick to it. My rested bonus is gone now. It's taking even longer for stamina to regenerate, which sucks, but it is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and use our Eikthyr buff, just so while we're running around it's not using up as much stamina. Okay, and now we're cold. It means we're gonna generate stamina even slower. I'm going to go ahead and take him back to his spawn point a little bit here. We're going to let his fire warm us up while we finish him off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
And that's that. That's the entire fight. We're gonna go ahead and grab his head and the swamp key and just get out of here. So now we're just gonna head back to the portal, head back home, hang the head, and call it another victory. There we go. So there's Eikthyr, the boss of the meadows. We got him in the last video. This one here is the Elder. Go up and interact with the hook. Now we have the ability to get faster wood cutting. But sadly, since I used the Eikthyr buff during the fight and it hasn't cooled down yet, we're not gonna be able to check it out. So I guess that's gonna be up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and regrab Eikthyr because I just like the buff better. But if you ever need to cut down some wood, this is the one for you. This buff shall see you through. In addition to the new power, we also gained the swamp key, which is going to unlock the many sunken crypts found in the swamps, which will unlock all the iron you're ever going to need. And iron will be the next step in your adventure. But that will have to wait for another time. Before I let you go, there's still one last thing to know about the Black Forest. Something very important. There's a secret NPC hidden somewhere in your world, in some Black Forest somewhere. And he sells unique items, including weapons and armor. The items available are based on what boss you've killed. So each time you eliminate one of the bosses of the world, go find the merchant and see what he has to offer. It will be well worth your time to do so. And with that, we've covered all you need to know about the Bronze Age in Valheim. You are now more powerful than you've ever been, but there's more power to unlock. There are more lands to recover. There are greater treasures to claim. Go forth, warrior. Make Odin proud and restore honor to Valheim.